So overall, men have to focus on political power. So let's discuss a bit about political power. So it is important that we have to bring a lot of discipline in men. Okay, I mean when I say discipline, it means that the men should not give up easily. Okay, they should not give up even if there is 1% chance of success. There should be like there's like 0.1% success. You should not get. You should not go by the logic and the conversations and internal worries and concerns and all that. You should be extremely brave, and you should never ever give up in any situation. Okay? So politically, do not give up. Even if you think that you can generate 100 or 200, 500 votes, don't give up. Don't say like 500 votes, what will happen due to 500 votes. Nothing. 500 votes is nothing. Don't say that. Even if you have 10 votes with you or 50 votes with you, don't give up. Don't give up because you don't know what all kind of turnaround can happen because of that. So we have to insist that all the men have voter ID cards, and then parallelly we have to think, if how can we basically impact the political thought process with the political think tank, political trainings for political science, like people who want to contest in elections. I mean, normal, ordinary people, not like career politicians, but ordinary people. If they want to contest in elections, they need to be getting trained by us. They can pay a fee and they will get trained, how to contest in elections. And in that way, we are able to influence people and their policies and all that. And somehow, by contesting, by having our own political party or by whatever, we have to somehow get 5 to 10% or 15% of vote share. Okay? Then only we will be able to counter the politics. So we have to look this into future, next 5 years, 10 years, like that. Okay? Similarly, I was talking about real estate. We have to start acquiring things. It doesn't matter where it is. Like it can be outskirts of the city, close to a highway somewhere. You are getting an acre, 50 lakhs, 1 crore, whatever. It should be important to collectively acquire our own real estate and establish some kind of a temple for men, or some kind of a ashram, some kind of a gurukul. So we have to learn from different Hindu gurus or different babas and gurus, the way whatever they have done. They have bought their own land or they have acquired the land from the government. So we have to follow the same principles, same idea. We should not delay any further. Okay, yes, it will not be easy. It may require us to put some money and all that, but it's fine. It should be done. We have to do it with courage. And then when we have such kind of a gurukul or some people will move in there, some people will plan to move in future, some people can temporarily come and stay during holidays and all that, right? So we need to create these couple of one or two or three different hubs where it can be simply a building, or it can be a land with a building or something, something, or it can be a prefabricated house. We need to create more presence in the ground. The presence in the ground is more important because of the simple reason that if you only remain online, people don't take you seriously. They think you are a fringe, you are not credible at all, you are useless guy, and you have no credibility, and you may be a rinsel or some kind of a keyboard warrior, typing stuff from the mother's basement. But if you see right now, I'm not sitting in my mom's basement. I'm in a place in Europe. Okay, I am trying to travel and learn and see the local culture and see how the real estate is. So I was going around looking at the real estate prices, like how much does it cost to buy, let us say, some property. Let's say a local guy buys, how much does it cost? 200k, 300k euros, or 500k euros. How much does it cost? Similarly, I was also looking at the rent. If somebody takes a single bedroom studio, how much is the rent? Is it like monthly? How many euros? It is like 500 euros or 800 euros or 400 euros. Like, yeah. So just imagine in near future, some of you guys are like, you get a visa and you are like deciding to be a tourist, and you stay in one of these cities here in Europe for 2 months. Maybe you are working from home and you are staying here for like 2 or 3 months, and like two or three of you guys are staying together, and you are paying like 600-700 euros of rent for a whole month, and you are going around buying some groceries, cooking some food, and doing some work privately, like a digital nomad. Okay, so you should be able to work wherever from wherever you are in Europe or Southeast Asia, Himalayas, Ladakh, or Nepal, or wherever, right? In doing so, you will get lot of capabilities, and the same can be done by German men or the French men or the Italian men. Nobody is stopping them from coming to India and to working and staying near some kind of a hill station or some beautiful place, and where they have a studio, they have something to cook, they have kitchen and groceries or whatever, right? So we have to think real estate more in terms of travel, more in terms of getting ourselves grounded and positioned, so that we can really show our muscle to the politicians. Okay, and just remember that this men's rights is not just a local problem of India. Okay, the CEDAW, conventions and United Nations conventions and all, they global. All the stuff that you see Indian feminists talk about, Me Too movement and toxic masculinity and all those things, patriarchy, they have all become the global. They have all come together in the global. So it's completely a massive gang. So we have to join hands and acquire real estate, acquire political power, and create wealth and invest in stocks or businesses, whatever possible way. We have to be very ethical though, and we have to do that. So let's say we have stock market community, who are able to do research on the stock market and the multi-bagger stocks, and they're sharing those information. Imagine there we have guys who are giving us a lot of tips about, let us say, trading and hedging and options and derivatives and all that, right? Lot of things are possible, and having an international coalition means we'll get a lot of leverage, lot of strength. Like for example, a foreign MRA from Germany or USA, they don't even get a proper appointment with their doctor. So those guys, if they come to India, then they will be able to get a lot of health treatments or dental work or lot of healthcare stuff at a very affordable rate, and they can stay. And then another thing, what happens is, luckily by the way, today there is plenty of sunlight. It's month of March, and I'm lucky that there's a lot of sunlight. Maybe a couple of weeks back, there was almost no sunlight in this region. Okay, so I'm just really doing nothing but enjoying the sun here, sitting on a bench near this particular called place called Petit Venice. Venice, Petit means small. So anyway, it's interesting. First time I came over here and got a 3-day pass, and 3-day pass in this whole region. I mean, it's like many kilometers around, and you know how much it costed me? It costed me like 7 euros. So it's like 650 rupees. I'm able to travel 3 days. I can travel in this city Colmar in bus and something like 20 kilometers in different directions. I can travel by paying just 600 700 rupees. So I got a bus pass and all. Still I have not used the bus pass yet, but I just this is like a walkable city. The old city is a walkable area, right? So what I'm saying is that we need real estate, we need travel, we need international coalition, because there is also a lot of propaganda going on, and this propaganda is anti-Indian men. So without global coalition, we will not be able to educate the global audience that what is really going on. And often India gets adverse coverage, media coverage, and once it gets adverse media coverage, then more and more media seek for those negative news only. So finally they are only covering negative news about Indian men, and they are not covering anything positive about the men. So it is important to counter the global narrative, and only then we will be getting more sympathy for the, let's say, the human rights situations uh, in in, um, in this country, right? Otherwise the world will not listen to you. So because a lot of things are decided outside the world, like World Economic Forum, The World Economic Forum meets in Davos. Davos is in Switzerland. From here, it is like 4.5 hours by train, right? So we should be able to protest outside the World Economic Forum event. We should be able to protest in Strasbourg outside you know, the parliament. We should be able to put a stall or a tent or something like that. So we need to take this protest global, and we have to say that stop this hatred against Indian men, stop this hatred against Indian family system, right? We can only do that when when we have strength, strong internally, financially, and real estate, and wealth creation, stock market, and our careers, and we as consultants doing good. We have to be, we have to bring excellence in all these domains, in the domain of political activism, politics, in international collaborations, in the domain of real estate, in the domain of stocks and investments and startups. All these areas we have to be very, very strong. And we have to also generate a lot of employment for our younger guys, so that they are not struggling, or they are not they are not giving up in that all that work. And any man who has children, who is a part of men's movement, who has children, he has access to his children, his children being good to us, then we have to consider them as our children, right? So we have to do whatever it is to make these children prosper. So we have to create together ourselves. We have to together. We have to create prosperity. Okay, when we do that, and then we have to bring in topics like healthcare. How can we make the healthcare affordable for men's rights community? How do we able to do critical healthcare or general healthcare or insurance? So we have to really expand next 5, 10, 15 years, so that we as a community are very, very strong. In fact, we have to start thinking like a big tribal family of hundreds and thousands of members, and that too people of many different nationalities. Then it is all our heart will take control over all this logic and resentment and anger and all. So I know there are a lot of things that are happening are very, very extremely unfortunate, but we will be able to take on and turn the things around. So that should be our aim. And again, turn the thing again, like what is the view outside. So this is how this city is, and I'm sitting near a bench, and yeah, so it's a beautiful city with buildings, and this area is actually called Alsace county. Like the word Alsatian comes from this particular right. And I intend to come over here maybe more often. Sometimes, if I really get an opportunity, maybe I would like to stay like 2, 3 months in this region, because if I am staying here, then I will be able to go to Geneva. Geneva is like a couple of hours, and European Parliament from Colmar is like half an hour to Strasbourg. So when anything is happening in European Parliament, we should be able to meet people or create some kind of an activism, so that they are able to stop the negative propaganda. We are able to stop the negative propaganda. We have to bring a lot of accountability, and this accountability has to happen not just in India, but outside India as well. We should not allow people and countries and Europe and USA, Australia to get away with all this negative propaganda due to their ignorance, or due to feminism being giving all one-sided statistics and data. And this is not the first time I'm thinking this way, because if you remember, I have often said that in 2010 we guys had gone to US Congress to meet the US Senate staffers and the US House of Representatives. So that's what we did, and we were basically working to cut off USAID's funding. USAID was planning to fund like 300 million US dollars to Indian families. So we went there and we basically convinced them not to fund. We told them that you had a recession in 2008, so why are you wasting your money, right? That is the argument we gave, and ultimately that money never came. And we were not the only factor; there were many factors, but we did play a role, right? So it's important that we leverage using our global networks, global friendship networks, and we somehow have to think much beyond, shouting against feminists and shouting against leftists or just online, because there's no point. We have to be positive, create a positive life for men. So, which means like peace and health and prosperity, happiness, all these have to be created. They all can be created when we are a tribe, we are a community together, and then it should be possible to create that kind of a network. And remember, it is not possible for one single person to get, one single person may get depressed. It's possible, but a community can't get depressed, right? If a person in a community is depressed, then other guys will lift him up. Okay, if a person in a community is not doing well financially or career wise, then maybe the other people, other men can pull him up, right? So that is why we have to create stronger, more stronger communities. And in India itself is a huge country, and in Europe and in Middle East and in Southeast Asia, China, Japan, wherever, we have to create a massive global network. Remember that feminists already have some kind of a network. They are all connected. They are all supporting each other, and feminist professors in different Ivy League universities, they are giving feminist students scholarships, right? So they are already doing all these things. Whatever I spoke today, they are already doing it. They have political power. They have feminist politicians. They have people in World Economic Forum and United Nations and World Bank. They have people everywhere. So we have to do the same, and that's why travel and opening up and travel and communication and real estate, finances and stocks and investments and healthcare and hospitals, global coalition, everything is important. So you guys should be thinking individually and collectively in different cities and see that how this kind of a plan can be taken forward. With a lot of patience. We need a lot of patience, lot of focus, but we have to take this forward. Good then, guys. Take care, and I would like to take a good walk in this evening. Another half an hour or so left before the sunset, and I'll just think around, and this is how it is. Yeah. So, take care and have a nice time.